We're having some friends over for a get-together tomorrow. Hi, Ziggy. And so I'm cleaning up, trying to make this place look a little more presentable. Now I'm trying to get this area underneath the deck where I just kind of throw stuff when it's about to rain and then never come and clean it up later. I'm trying to get that all organized. And so I figured I'd take this opportunity, since I'm down here anyway cleaning up. I've had these hoses just all over the place. I did run this white hose underneath the walkway that I'm building, and that's great. I've got this one that goes out to the back. This is the one that comes off the house. And one of the things I've wanted to do is actually raise all this up so it's up and attached to the deck, so it's not across our walking path and I can mow in here. But one of the things I've been putting off and just getting by with is that this white hose that don't lick me. This white hose that I ran underneath the walkway actually leaks right here. And so that's what this bucket's about. I've just been using the water in the watering can for the plants up on the deck. So it doesn't go to waste, but it is unsightly and silly to just have a bucket here collecting water when I could just fix the hose. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. The first thing I want to do is go for the easy fix. There's a possibility that, I guess I'm gonna need some pliers to get this off. That's the first step, let's get some pliers. There we go, a little leverage. Anyway, I was saying, the possibility of an easy fix is that the little washer in here, the seal, just needs to be replaced. Yeah, that's what it is. So I did buy this little kit, repair kit, this spring. I hate throwing away hoses. I hate throwing away anything. If you've watched this YouTube channel for a while, you're probably aware of that. But this kit, I don't know, this was probably $4 or $5, $10. I don't remember how much it was, but whatever it is, it's a lot less expensive than a hose. Hoses are getting to be really expensive. And also, throwing away a hose, this is all rubber and vinyl and plastic, and I just don't want to do that. So what I tend to do is, I have this bucket here, which is all my repair supplies. I've got adapters, male and female. I've got couplings, and I bought this kit because maybe one time out of 5, all you have to do is replace the little rubber gasket that goes in here, and that'll fix your problem. Get the old one out first. Alright, so basically you just take this little rubber gasket and it has to fit down in there. And you want to kind of make sure it's down in there, because sometimes you'll get it in, it'll be crooked like that or something. Just make sure it sits down on the actual hose. So this is the female adapter, and the hose, there we go. The place where you want it is actually sitting right on top of this, where it goes into the adapter. There's a little flange there, and you want that rubber gasket sitting right on that flange. Alright, and then put it back together, turn on the water and see if it leaks. Sweet, problem solved. The next thing I want to do is actually bring this hose up and run it underneath the deck up here so it's not on the ground. In order to do that, I'm going to need a ladder, a drill, and some 2-hole straps, conduit straps. And another thing on my to-do list today is to take this screen down. I'm building screens to put around the deck, and I built this one last year as a trial, and I don't like it. It didn't work. There's too much pressure on it, so it ripped the screen right out. And I want them to be smaller so I can open them. Anyway, I need to take this down, so I'm going to go grab a ladder so I can do all this at once.
My father used to tell me, don't hurry, it only slows you down. That is definitely good to remember when it comes to ladder safety. It may seem like a simple thing, not worth your time, but I've fallen off a ladder before, back when I worked for a construction company. It really isn't fun, and taking the time to set up your ladder properly and safely will save you embarrassment and pain. Ladders have a safe angle, not too steep and not too shallow. The proper angle is achieved when you can stand on the bottom rung, reach your arms straight forward with your elbows locked, and wrap your hands around the rung that is directly in front of your chest. If you're standing up straight, the ladder is in a safe position.
Alright, so I've got that up. That white hose goes down into the ground and underneath this walkway. And it comes up out there with the electrical outlet, except the hose is over here and it runs out onto the fence. I think I am going to put another strap here, just because this is kind of loose. I don't like that very much. But it goes up there, and then I'm going to hook into it. Now here's where I have to make some decisions. First of all, this is leaking. This green hose goes out to the back garden where the hugelkultur mounds are. I think what I'm going to do is just take this off, and just run this hose directly into the white one. At least this line. This hose I'm not going to use because it's a really great hose, still has a lot of life in it, and it's way too long for this project. So I'm coming out of the house up there on the silcock. I want to run the hose underneath the siding right here and then up underneath the deck and then come over and meet the white hose. So this green hose is way too long for that. This black hose is also way too long, but it has a leak in it. So what I'm going to do is turn on the hose, find the leak, and I'm hoping that it'll be just the right length that I can cut the hose, put in a male adapter, and then this will be just the right length to run up underneath the deck. Let's see how it goes. So in order to find the leak, you have to put some sort of shutoff on the end of this. In this case, I don't really want to go to all that trouble, so I'm just going to kink the hose, and that'll give me enough back pressure to show me where the leak is in this one. Hopefully it's somewhere around here or further out. That's about how much hose I need to come up onto that white one. So here's hoping. Let's go turn on the water. Oh, that's not good. That's not very far. Alright, unfortunately my leaks are back here by the house, so I've still got a good section of space, a section of deck to cover here. What I might do is cut it here and see if I've got enough hose left over to just put a female adapter on this end and then pull that hose in and use it up there. That would be the easiest solution. with the least amount of steps. Okay, I'm also going to cut out this part, even though I might not use this right now. I want to get rid of it so that if I go to use this hose later and try to repair it, I don't do it without noticing that there's a slice here, put a new adapter on here, and then still have a leak. So I'm just going to get rid of this bad part altogether. There. Now with a hose repair kit, which costs, let's say, maybe $10 maximum, the only piece of this hose I need to throw away is this. So I'm pretty excited about that, not having to throw away an entire hose. Let's see if I have enough hose to get up to the house. Well, things hardly ever work out that nicely, but this end of hose with the male adapter already on it is exactly the right length. I have a little bit of extra slack to get from the silcock out to the white hose. So that is really awesome. I'm pretty psyched about that. All I need to do is put a female adapter on this end, which I think I have right here somewhere.
There are several different styles of adapter available, both male and female ends. Some are brass, some are plastic. I don't really like this style. I had a brass one out before, but it wouldn't fit in this hose. I really prefer the brass with a pipe clamp, which is usually how they're sold. This plastic version with the screws just isn't very strong. It will certainly keep the hose from leaking, but it's plastic. Eventually, while it's sitting in the garden, it will break down under the UV radiation of the sun. But when you're in a pinch, you use what you have. Now, instead of 75 feet of heavy-duty rubber, I only need to throw away a handful of plastic. It's still more than I want, but it's definitely an improvement. If you're watching this, and you happen to be the executive of a company that manufactures and sells hoses or fittings, please stop wrapping everything in plastic.
This went pretty well. I've got this hose up underneath the deck, and oh, I need to tighten it. Oh, a little bit of a leak, but I can tighten that, and then goes down through here, goes out to the garden. So I'm pretty excited to have that done. I can clean this up, make it easier to get in and out of here.